This Jeep is all I have left out here. I couldn't keep it going alone anymore.
I get it. Everyone deserves help when they're just trying to survive.
I didn't break any law. I just showed up with a hose and a pressure washer because the Jeep sitting at the edge of the woods looked like it had been carrying someone's life on its back for far too long, and the man who owned it looked even more worn than the mud baked into its doors. He was a veteran who had come home decades ago and never really left the quiet, choosing a small place near the trees where the days were slow and the nights were silent. And that old Jeep was not a hobby or a memory piece, but the only way he got groceries, medicine, firewood, and the occasional ride to town when his knees allowed it. The mud was from years of gravel roads and forest paths from hauling what his body could no longer carry, and he told me he used to clean it himself until his hands started shaking and his breath came shorter than it should. When I started washing, the water ran brown across the driveway, and I could see his shoulders tense like he was waiting to be told he did something wrong. And then the patrol car rolled in because a neighbor had complained that the vehicle was an eyesore, that it made the place look neglected. The officer stepped out with a firm voice and a pointed finger asking why I was there and who gave permission. And for a moment, it felt like kindness had to justify itself in a way neglect never does. I explained that the Jeep was how this man survived, that the dirt was not disrespect, but evidence of use. And the veteran stood behind me with his hands clasped, apologizing for trouble he did not create. As the water cleared the windshield, the trees reflected back in the glass, and the Jeep began to look like something cared for again. And the officer's tone softened when he heard where the man had served and how far the nearest store was, how long it had been since anyone offered help without asking for payment. By the time the rinse finished, the driveway was clean, the Jeep was clean, and the old man's eyes were wet for a different reason because someone had seen him as more than a complaint. If you were that neighbor or that officer, would you have stopped it? Or would you have picked up the hose and helped too? And what do you think says more about a community, the rules we enforce or the people we choose to protect?